In this video, I will take a deep dive into the classic battle between NumPy and C++ to see which tool actually wins the performance race in the year 2026. For a long time, the general consensus has been that if you want raw speed, you must use C++ because it is a compiled language that sits close to the metal. However, as hardware evolves and modern library optimizations reach new heights, the gap between high-level Python tools and low-level systems programming has become much more interesting. NumPy remains the backbone of data science and artificial intelligence because it relies on highly optimized C and Fortran code under the hood. When you perform an operation on a large array in NumPy, you are essentially calling pre-compiled routines that use vectorization and SIMD instructions to process data incredibly fast. For many developers, the convenience of writing just 2 or 3 lines of Python code is worth the tiny performance hit. On the other hand, C++ is still the undisputed king when you need total control over memory management and cache locality. In 2026, compiler technology has advanced to a point where custom C++ loops can be meticulously tuned to outperform almost anything else on the market. If your project requires complex logic that cannot be easily expressed as a simple matrix operation, C++ will always provide a significant edge. You also have to consider the development time as part of the overall cost. Writing C++ involves managing pointers and complex memory structures, which can lead to longer development cycles and more opportunities for bugs. NumPy allows for rapid prototyping, which lets you test ideas in minutes rather than hours. In many real-world industry applications, the bottleneck is not actually the computation speed, but the time it takes to get a product to market. However, if you are building a high-frequency trading platform or a real-time robotic system, every microsecond counts, and that is where the manual optimizations of C++ become non-negotiable. It really comes down to whether your workload is compute-bound or logic-bound. For standard mathematical modeling and matrix algebra, NumPy is so efficient that the difference is negligible for most users. But for bespoke algorithms that require fine-grained threading and hardware-specific tweaks, C++ remains the ultimate tool. Ultimately, both have their place in a modern tech stack and often work best when used together. In 2026, the best choice depends on whether you value developer productivity or absolute raw execution speed above all else.